and Ask. We're here at our Editors' Days in Santa Clara. On the program with me now from Wso2 is Jonathan Marsh. Jonathan, thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure.
Let's talk a little bit about IoT, if you don't mind. Specifically, how IoT plays into what Wso2 has been doing and kind of how that's evolving the company for you.
Sure. Wso2, we've been around for 10 years building a complete middleware platform. And our specialty is really connecting up the applications, the systems together, and more devices. So we have a lot of customers who are connecting with devices and building IoT apps right now. I think one of the things that's really happening today is that analytics is becoming a really big part of that. You have many devices out there. Of course, they need to be secured. They need to be connected. You have clean APIs, but you also need to, it ups the game and ups what you need to do with analytics. You have so much information. The old kind of overnight batch-style analytics is no longer really sufficient. And we're looking at new kinds of analytics that we can add onto that.
Certainly. Well, first of all, without the analytics, you're not getting much out of them. But certainly, it's it's all about real time these days. So, what does that mean for you?
So, real time, we have had some very interesting technology we've developed around complex event processing. Of course, complex event processing is looking at real-time data streams and correlating events across those streams. So fraud detection, for instance, is very big there. But all kinds of other predictive behaviors and immediate feedback that you get from your users, be it a bunch of devices out there in the world or being web events or user interactions, user tracking. You can now get real-time information on what's going on there. And I think the next step beyond the real-time analytics, which is a very exciting platform for us, is that we're just introducing now is the machine learning aspects. So it's fine to have real-time analytics, but what are the questions you need that you're trying to ask? Well, machine learning gives you the tools to take the kinds of events that you're seeing and from that figure out what questions to ask and how to determine what's a fraudulent transaction and what's not. So very big part of the analytics. And one of the very exciting things for us is our new data analytics server has the batch analytics. It has the interactive analytics, which is being able to play with the data. And then there's real-time analytics. And then the machine learning or predictive analytics on top of that, all in a single package. So it really kind of addresses a much bigger part of the analytics problem than people have done in the past.
What kinds of customers are using your analytics platform?
Yeah, a lot of our analytics users today are driven off our API management solution. So they have a lot of events coming in. How are my mobile applications accessing my system? How are my partners accessing the system? What users might be spoofing tokens or doing exceeding the limits in their platform. So a lot of our analytics growth is coming from the API platform that we have. But one of the exciting things we're doing now is really building and conceiving of analytics as one of the foundational platforms that you put into your infrastructure. So every piece has some kind of analytics. So all of our various products, you have 24 middleware products. Each of those is starting to publish analytical information into the system, providing dashboards and visualizations and real-time alerts that can help you manage all that platform. So every product is becoming analytic aware and analytic connected at this point.
And now you've got the same analytics platform across all of those products?
Yes. In fact, one of the advantages Wso2 has is we sell 24 different products, but in fact we have one code base. It's one system of components that we compose into various products. So if you're looking for an integration solution, we have a core set of components. And then we have special integration one. API management is similar space. Some of those components will be reused. Some special components will be in. And it allows us to build a highly pre-integrated, very consistent platform across the entire middleware space. And so if you think of analytics as a horizontal slice across that whole space, it gets very exciting to see what you can do with that.
How does that play into talk a little bit about some of your more traditional customers and your more traditional work?
Yeah, one of the core strengths of Wso2, our product for the early part of our history that was most popular was our ESB, integration. So how do we simply connect two entities together? How do I actually compose an application from software as a service endpoints, my own internal systems, some legacy systems? How do I actually connect these things? more and more API. People want to expose well-designed, discoverable, trackable APIs. And once you track an API that people subscribe to, all of a sudden you have a lot of analytics data. You've got a lot of traffic coming through the system that you can start to use. So I think SOA and integration have kind of turned into API management, and now more and more into IoT as you're connecting many devices through APIs and the analytics aspect.
So very logical transition or evolution for you.
Yes.
What's next?
Oh, there's many things that are coming up. I think the whole interest and, in some cases, confusion around microservices, for instance, are a continuation of the trend of taking your monolithic applications, decomposing them into services that work together. That's what SOA was all about. Right. Now it's about a bunch of services with clean APIs, and more microservices is saying, can we decompose this even further to get more granular, lighter weight services that can be orchestrated into an application? And of course, things like integration, clean APIs, and analytics are all in service of that. So a lot of interesting technologies coming out around that space right now that we're tracking heavily and starting to build into the products.
Excellent. Certainly no shortage of excitement around the industry.
No, between the explosion in mobile devices, IoT, cloud, the social aspects, it's a very exciting time in the middleware space.
Great. Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.